And a very good day, everybody. Here we go again. It's Jim here. So we're trying out the bus again, day 2 here. I've been having a bit of a go on Tram Sim. And the reason I hesitate to say Tram Sim is because I keep saying the bus all the time. But today we're going to be having another journey in the bus. For those of you that are new to the channel, the bus came out on the 25th of March. Still in early access, and I was looking at their Discord earlier. It looks like they've got a second patch coming out next week perhaps, or maybe the week after, but there's no rush for it. But it's good to see that they're progressing nice and steadily with the patches. So today what we're going to do, we're going to do a journey, let's say, in the bus from the airport out to Alexanderplatz, which isn't the end, which I thought for many times that I did this. It's actually the turning point. I need to turn around and head back towards the airport. The route itself is a wee bit broken, not a big deal. I know how to get back there, basically just backtrack. But eventually, let's say they'll fix all the bugs in the map. But I know where they are, so hopefully, I say hopefully, I won't get lost today. Because I do get lost. I tend to talk a lot and get lost. So here we go. Let's see what we're doing. Where's my mouse? Alright, one thing I need to do before we get going is actually just check the graphics, which I have to do every time, because lens flare keeps coming on, which I don't want. That's basically it. Everything else is exactly the way that I want it. And if you guys and girls have any problems seeing it, or it's a bit too dark or whatever, let me know. There's not a lot I can do in regards to the brightness of it, because, again, it's the graphics engine at the moment. It's still working on it. So let's accept that and let's get into the game. I think everything else is good. Yeah, yesterday when I was in here, I completely forgot which buttons to push. I've got a new Logitech controller, which at the moment I keep banging with my chair, and the microphone isn't exactly where I like it, so I feel a little bit claustrophobic with everything all around me, including the Stream Deck, the steering wheel, the Logitech controller, the keyboard, and the mouse, and I've got a table right behind me, so I think I need to rearrange this a wee bit better. But anyway, let's get going. So the only thing I need to do here is jump into free play. So Berlin is a default, it's the only one we have. Yeah, I'm going to stick with the 12 meter. They do have the 18. I cannot drive the 12 meter, so I'm not going to try that. Control mode is fine. Let's get a route sorted. So at the moment they've only got 2 routes. Route 1 is from the airport, and route 2 is towards the airport. You see that it says depot not available. I'm looking forward to that, because at the moment you actually have to start and stop at the destination. There's no depots on either end for you to actually start and stop at. So let's do route 1. And let's have a pick. Summer, perhaps. Yeah, I like this because the Tram Sim, you can only choose 2 seasons. You got summer and winter. And in addition to that, you also have Christmas, which if anybody wants to go and have a look at some of my other streams, you could actually hear a band playing Christmas carols in the background, which is rather unique, to be honest. So let's have a look here. So 7 o'clock in the morning, yeah, definitely not. I did this yesterday. Talk about rush hour traffic. Talk about rush hour traffic. So let's see when the first one is. 4 o'clock? Yeah, 4:30. Let's try that one. Let's try that one, and then after that we'll just do dynamic scenery, which we have. So let's get going. Hopefully everything's going to work. And so far we look good. Yep, I've been messing about with OBS as well. So, and right, so yeah, a little bit dark, but let's get in the bus here and let's get going. Okay, so one thing that I did do is I set up a lot of buttons on this Logitech controller. It's got 29 buttons on it, and yeah, the trouble is at the moment I don't have muscle memory, so I have to keep looking down at my cheat sheet to figure out which button does what. So let's get the ignition key in. So far so good, and then let's turn it on and get the engine going, and we can get some lights. Perfect. And as I said, we've got dynamic scenery. Yesterday it changed quite nicely. We had a sunny day, Went into fog, then shortly after that we ended up with rain, and then further fog after that. I blame that for my bad driving, actually. So, what have we got? Cab lights. Let's see if this works. No, that doesn't work. Okay, so that's the cab lights turned on. Okay. What's next? Oh, the trip computer. Let's get that one going. And then once I get this started, the people can get on the bus. 85780. Okay. Yeah, yesterday I completely forgot everything I was trying to do here. Okay, $3, ticket AB, single AB. Thank you kindly. And the AI doesn't say anything at the moment, but I'm sure that'll change. Right, let's see if my buttons for lights works. Excellent. And high beam. Wow. Yeah, I had these actually configured on my Elgato Stream Deck, but that's a waste of buttons on a Stream Deck, especially when you've got scenes and different things that you're looking at. So I've got this now configured. Most of the buttons, I'll say, are now configured on the Logitech Heavy Machinery controller, which again I'm still getting used to it. I wonder if they have a bell. Okay, I haven't set that up. Never mind, let's get going. Let's shut all the doors. And I know I've got a button for parking brake, and I can't remember which one that is. Okay, let's get it in forward gear, and off we go. Yeah, indicator buttons are working. Excellent. Excellent. So, it was rather unusual on my stream the other day for the tram sim, because I said, has anybody even heard of this simulator until I started streaming it? And most of them hadn't. Great bunch of lads and lasses. You know, they do the flight simming, and most of them have heard of Euro Truck Simulator, American Truck Simulator, but buses and trams. It was quite a unique experience for them, and I think most of them actually enjoyed it. It's one of those simulators that you think, what's it going to be like? And then you try it out, and it's actually very, very enjoyable. Get ready for the squeaky wipers in a moment. Yeah, I need to keep looking down, so I'll apologise now if the audio gets a bit too loud. I do not have the microphone in the right place at the moment. And yet again, I'm speeding. But I really like this, I must confess. This captures the Berlin journey very, very well. I've had a few people on the stream that have lived in Berlin and still live in Berlin. They said this is very, very accurate, and I'm totally loving it. And I think I got high beam on, don't I? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the lights are a bit bright. I might mess around with the gamma and the contrast, but for the time being I think it's working rather well. I'll leave it alone, as they say. Oh, and I just cut across the line there. Yeah, the monitor that I'm looking at OBS on is up on my top left, and it's not very convenient, so I do need to perhaps lower that down a wee bit. The only reason it's where it is because I couldn't find a stud in the wall to actually bolt it on, but it's not really in an ideal position at the moment. I end up finishing a stream with a sore neck, which is fine. That's allowed. It's a beautiful day here. It's what is it, 86 Fahrenheit. I think that's like 20 Celsius perhaps. Yeah, just cut the grass, and this is my chance now to sit down and have a bit of a rest. And it's only the start of summer, you know, it's only the start. It can get up to 106 Fahrenheit in the summer, and it's very, very humid. You get up like 98-99% humidity. But the grass still needs to get cut, and I look at it as an exercise actually. It's a small yard, but I look at it as a bit of a challenge. You know, I put my hat on, keep the sun off my head, and get out there and just get it cut. So if you saw at the beginning the stream, you'll know that we're actually leaving the airport, and our destination is Alexanderplatz. And I really should know this like the back of my hand. I've got over 80 hours in it, and said before it came out on the 25th of March this year, so. But there's lots of other sims out there. Lots of sims out there, and at the moment I like the ground-based ones, as in trucking and buses and Assetto Corsa. I like that because I can race the Mini Clubmans. You know, I'm not into the Formula 1 stuff. I like just the smaller, you know, the smaller vintage type races that used to go on. Or I think they probably still do go on, but anyway, let's pick up and drop off some passengers here, earn some money. Yeah, I tried, in fact, let me get everybody on first, actually. Open the doors. Oh, excellent, nobody wanted anything. Perfect. Yeah, I tried this, I tried playing this simulator with an Xbox controller, and it was actually very, very enjoyable. But the problem is trying to steer with your left thumb and brake at the same time. It was very, very difficult. I just couldn't get it around. I guess I never looked to see if you could remap it, because I think those are inbuilt controls, to be honest. But I gave it a go anyway. I gave it a go. Give it a shot. And when you see the steering wheel jump like that, that's just when I run over the what do you call them? The rain drains? Drains, I guess, not rain drains. I think I just made that one up. Yeah, oh, I looked down to, actually, I've got a Diet Coke here, I looked down to grab it and start veering off the road there, so that's my excuse for the bad driving. Yeah, it was very, very hot outside, and the problem in America is that the houses are air conditioned and the cars are air conditioned. You know, generally speaking, it doesn't really get you acclimatized very well. I've lived in countries where I didn't have that, and eventually your body adapts, but I like my comfort, you know, and air conditioning provides that. But the trouble is then when you have to go outside, it's a bit of a struggle, you know. And yeah, if you're looking at the speedometer, yeah, I know. I never stick to the speed limit. I'm too busy talking. See, we're in a 30. I know that much. But I do need to actually watch it better. I'm always late. Yeah, I'm always late. So I guess I should set myself a goal of not being late. But at the moment, none of that's tracked. But I think even if it was, I would still try and do my best. But, you know, I'm not into the points that you get in a lot of these simulators. It's cool, don't get me wrong, you know, like Steam achievements and things. You know, I think it's cool, but I just like driving along, and that's why I'm in this sim at the moment. Just listen to that. I love it, you know. Yesterday when I was driving, it felt very awkward. And the phrase that I used on the stream yesterday was, it felt like I was jumping back in the bus after taking a month vacation and never having driven a car, you know. It felt very awkward. Today I feel a wee bit better. You know, I need to just keep my wits about me and keep looking around though. Oh, excuse me. But the only accidents that I had were when the AI ran into the side of me at the back. It was not something I could anticipate, you know. It was like the road was changing from a 2-lane into a 1, and they were like half a bus length back, and they stopped and I stopped. Whoop, that was my fault. I started driving again, then they drove into the left back of the bus. Oh, talking about that, I better stop here. But yeah, just look at it, you know, I think it's the scenery and everything beautiful, actually. Very, very nice. Just don't ask me to pronounce the names of anything. I will fail miserably. Okay, let's get these doors open. And my mouse has stopped working. Oh, that's not cool. There we go. Ticket AB1. Okay. I've got a new mouse as well. So yesterday I had a lot to consider when I was driving this new mouse, new controller, new keyboard, new position on the desk, new position for the microphone. It was rather confusing actually. So if you bear with me, I'm just going to put them... Okay, much better. Perfect. Perfect. Right, let's get going. Close the doors and away we go. But I do like this. I like this a lot. It's definitely one of my favourite simulators at the moment. I like to say that the lighting's a little bit too bright, you know. I mean, you can see the reflections on the signs there. It's a little bit glaring. But I'll have a look at that, you know. I'll have a look at the gamma settings, have a look at the contrast, see where I can adjust there. But overall, you know, I mean, one thing I have noticed is that the sky isn't blown out at the moment. I know during the middle of the day it looks very blown out, so... Oh, stop. So it could be a setting on my part, I think. So I'm just... Whoa, okay. Sorry about that. I just try to... Yeah, my mouse froze up there. It's a wireless Razer Thunderbolt, I think it's called. I just picked it up yesterday. And or was it the day before? Yeah, the keyboard came yesterday, the mouse was a couple of days before that. And it's got a couple of buttons on top where you can adjust the sensitivities of it. Takes a while to get used to. Like anything, isn't it, really? I know when I went from an Xbox controller to the wheel, that took a little bit getting used to as well. But yeah, I'm just looking up at the stream there. It's looking good. I haven't dropped any packets. Looks like the setting there I've got seems to be working rather well, actually. And for anyone who's interested, I've got it at 30 frames a second, which fits my system, and I've got it running at 1920 by 1080. And if you're... Oh, let's stop here. And if anybody's interested, you can put in the chat exclamation point, I think it's specs, and that'll show my computer. Or if you just do exclamation point commands, it'll actually show the commands that you can use in the chat. So feel free to do that if you're ever interested in the equipment that I'm using. I'll probably need to add my game equipment as well. You always get asked, what equipment are you using? But yeah, I'm just looking at the... I don't think I've done a journey at this time of the morning before. What the in-game time at 0440. So I'm already actually a minute late. How far have we got? 190 meters. You know what? I'm actually not that late. Sorry, I'm drifting here. I've surprised myself there. There again, we don't have all the rush hour traffic. Yesterday I got stuck. It was quite funny because the oncoming traffic was blocked because of a car coming into the oncoming traffic. That then blocked the traffic that was turning into the oncoming traffic, and that in turn blocked me actually going straight ahead. So it was quite an interesting journey. Alright, let's give this lady a ticket, €5. Ticket AB single, okay, to change. Keep calling it dollars, don't I? It's euros. Single ticket AB, there we go. And another one, excellent, they're probably all heading into work. Here he is, single ticket AB. And the AB is the zone there, you can probably see that, that's the zones that we're talking about. Okay, shut the doors. And you can actually open up the doors at different times. I've got all doors, front doors or middle doors, but I haven't got my head around how to actually use that information, if you know what I mean. Do I look at the mirror, see who needs to get out, or do I just release all the doors? There's also a handicap ramp that you can release as well, but I've never actually needed to use that yet. But it's an interesting thing. It's all part of the simulation, you know. All part of the simulation, and that's what it's all about, isn't it? You know, creating reality from a game. I'm trying to think how many times I've been up and down here, because I've got 80 hours. So I know I've not been around this 80 times, but you know what? I might have, because initially when I was doing the airport, or from the airport, which I'm doing today, I was stopping at Alexanderplatz because I thought that was the end, and it wasn't. You have to actually backtrack about 3/4 to 4/5 of the way back, and I wasn't doing that, so I probably have done it about 80 times. In fact, thinking about it, probably a lot more than 80 times. We had a truck driver and bus driver on here a couple of times, and they said that, you know, route learning is probably the hardest part of it. Driving the bus was, you know, take it slow until you learn where the edges and the length of the bus is, but route learning was the hardest thing that they said they did. So, okay, and I apologize if you guys and girls have seen this before, but this is where we make a change to the route. So if I go straight on here, I get stuck. This part of the route isn't built yet, so you try and come down here and you can't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a right turn here and then a left turn, and that there, Turmstrasse, that's the actual end of the route. So we come from the airport up top left, up here. We follow the orange, skip this part, follow it, and then orange is the destination. That's the next bus stop, rather. The orange shows you where the next bus stop is, and the yellow shows you the route. And I was stopping here down at Alexanderplatz. But yeah, you have to go all the way back again. But again, this route is blocked as well. So what I will do, and I'll show you again later, what I'll do is I'll actually keep going all the way back up here, and I'll still get to the to Turmstrasse, but on a different way, and that way it completes the scenario. So that's what we're doing. So let's get going. Let's do a right turn here. Look at that. Look at the trees waving. It said this is Unreal Engine 4.3, I think it is. Oh, I just picked up my can there. Diet Cherry Coke. Yeah. Rather disgusting taste, in all honesty. In fact, most of the diet drinks are fairly, you know, they got that aspartame, whatever, however you pronounce it, I think they got that in it. And it has that sort of bitter taste to it. I do like the regular, but because I drink so much of it, I'd probably gain 20 pounds. Just because of the amount of calories that are in it. I know I probably should drink more water. But we're all guilty of that, I think. So one thing that's interesting, I haven't seen anything pop up as far as the bots are concerned in the chat. I wonder. Not to worry. So I'm hoping that shows up, and I'm just doing a test for the bots here actually. So it's showing up on the stream with the looks of things. Yeah, I can have a look at that later. It's all good. I hope the day is treating everybody well. It's like I says, I was cutting the grass earlier and it was like 82 Fahrenheit outside. Way too hot. So there we go. There's my YouTube, my Discord and Twitch basically, if you have a look them up, and you'll find me on all three of those platforms. Same name, Seamus McNeil, no space and no A after the M. I know somebody was trying to find it the other day, but again, in the commands, if you put exclamation mark YouTube or exclamation mark Twitch or Discord, it'll actually give you a link to all of those depending on what platform you're watching this. So where are we? 2 kilometers to the next stop. Oh, you know what? Hang on. Where are we? Oh, we're good. Yeah, I told you it's been a while since I've been in here. I remember it now, but I'm too busy yabbering. So that diamond on the right hand side, for those of you that are not familiar, it just means you're on a priority road. So for example, if the lights were broken, that would mean that you had priority over the traffic on the right hand side. It's a way to sort of determine who has the right of way. And when I was in Germany, it took a while to get used to, because I don't know, I mean, that looks like a huge road on the right, doesn't it? And I always felt like, well, I know I'm on the main road, but it looks smaller than that one, so I would hesitate, but you know, that's a bad thing to do, because that's how you end up with somebody running into the back of you. But thankfully it never happened. I thought, you know what, yellow triangle, I got right away and off I went, and I was fine. So one thing that I mentioned on the stream yesterday is I'm really thinking about getting the butt kicker, I think you call it. Yeah, the butt kicker. Just to add a little bit of extra oomph to this, because at the moment, I mean, there's nothing in the wheel unless you hit the drains, or I'm trying to think, what else is it? The covers in the middle of the road. Unless you hit those. Hang on a second. Yeah, I don't know why I'm feeling lost. I think. Oh, here we go. Yeah. I really do feel like I've just come off vacation, tell you. Yeah, I had a feeling I was going the wrong direction. Thankfully not. Yep, so far everything's looking good. And that's the thing about my stream setup at the moment. It's a work in progress. It's I've done maybe 15, 16 streams in total, and I've only just really started using Restream.io so I can stream on YouTube and Twitch at the same time. And it's all, like I said, it's a lot of setting up. If anybody out there is a streamer, you'll know what I'm talking about. It does. It takes a lot of effort. Let me reword that. That makes it sound very dramatic. I don't mean it that way. I mean it's a lot of joining the dots, as they say, and crossing the T's. You know, just a lot of niggly little things to get it working. It's not difficult. It's not impossible. It just takes time, you know, and a little bit of focus. So we've got 500 meters, 400 meters. Yeah, see the wheel bouncing there as we run over the drains. Or the covers in the middle of the road rather, not the drains. Could be anything under there. I spent many a time under roads laying fibre optic cable. It's I enjoyed it. Outdoor work, it was thoroughly enjoyed it. Quick check of the map. Yeah, we're good. So I'm looking at the tram lines here. One thing that the developers did mention is that eventually they are going to have some AI trams, and at the moment you may have noticed there's no AI buses, but that too is going to be coming soon. Well, coming. I probably shouldn't have said soon, because this came out in early access, and even the loading screen It says alpha in the top left, and then at the bottom right it's got a beta on it, so it's very, very early. I want to thank everybody that's popped in earlier on today. I've seen a few people there on Twitch, and hope you enjoy it. You know, always feel free to say hello if you wish, or just stay in the background. That's equally good. I just want to say thank you for spending some of your time with me. You know, it's always appreciated. And here we go. You know what? I've been completely ignoring the bus lanes. I've also not been getting out the bus either, and I'll explain why in a moment. Actually, bear with me here. Let's get these happy passengers on my bus. Excellent. Open the doors. Okay. Oh, I can see somebody saying hello, Seamus. You know what, mate? I'm going to have to stand up and read that now. Bear with me. I'm thinking it's JW. Hang on. Shuffle shoes. My apologies. And the reason I said JW is because he's the only other person who uses a deep blue colour on their name. And the problem with the chat that I'm using is I can't read it because it's got a dark blue background. It's part of the Restream.io chat. But I apologise for getting your name wrong. And welcome. Thank you very much for popping along. And you know what? I don't think I said thank you for this. So let me... Where's my mouse? Give me a second here. Give me 1 second. There we go. I don't think this popped up the other day, did it? And if it did, thank you again. Alright, let's get moving. So I hope the day is treating you well. Oh, I'm getting stuck in this chair. But I mentioned earlier that my setup at the moment is not ideal. I need to work on placement. I'm surrounded with stuff at the moment. I've got my microphone in the wrong place. I've got the Logitech controller in the wrong place. I've got a table behind me in the wrong place. And it just all adds to... I feel like I've been stuffed into the cockpit here. And I didn't notice it before because I've been simming Tram Simulator, you know, as in tram. Tango Romeo Alpha Mike. And it's funny, I was on a stream the other day and a lady joined and she said that she misread it. She thought I said train. And she stayed anyway, she enjoyed it. But yeah, so I was in the Tram Simulator and that is on my left hand desk. And if you're part of my Discord, you can have a look. It's actually, there's a picture in there, Shuffle Shoes. But the left hand desk, I never actually planned on streaming from it. But then I was doing the tram because I didn't need the steering wheel, and I cannot be bothered unbolting the steering wheel and moving the pedals every time I want to drive a bus, you know. Because over there on the left table I've got my flight yoke, my Bravo throttle quadrant, and my rudder pedals. And I just like to leave them where they are. But yeah, so what I've actually ordered is a new stand for the microphone. It's a wall mounting stand. So hopefully that'll lift it up, and rather than the stand being down pointing up towards me, it'll be higher up coming down, so that'll free up a wee bit and I won't feel so tied into the desk, so to speak. But I hope the day's treating you well. We've had a few people on and off on Twitch, nobody on YouTube at the moment, and yeah, let me say thank you for keeping me company and sharing a part of your day with me. Very much appreciated. So far I haven't damaged any wing mirrors or front and rear bumpers, and that's very unique for me. That's very unique. And I've got probably now 83 hours in the bus since it came out on March the 25th. So yeah, when I was using the Xbox controller I went through a lot of wing mirrors. And you know what, I'm going to change lanes a little bit, because if I don't, see that car behind me in the left wing mirror? He's going to pull out. But yeah, I actually bought the Bell helicopter for Microsoft Flight Simulator yesterday, and I'm thinking about giving that a go. Again, I don't have the controllers for that, but from what Two Tone Murphy was saying on his stream, you can control it with an Xbox controller on sort of like simple arcade mode. That would be more than enough for me at the moment just to give it a go, because I plan on building helicopter controls along, oh dear, a couple of bumps, alongside a few other things, but you know, at the moment simple would be good. Where's my mouse? Oh dear. Okay, try that again. There we go. Okay, cool. Had the mouse on the wrong window. But let's get it out the screen. So, like I say, I promised yesterday I would stop saying as I was saying, and I'm already saying as I was saying. But I want to thank everybody for taking a little bit of time out of the day to stop by. It's very kind of you, and we're in the bus. As opposed to, there's Bus Simulator 18 out there, and 19 and 20. There's a few other and Fernbus, but this is called The Bus, and it came out on the 25th of March. Very, very, very early access, but so far I'm thoroughly enjoying it. A few things broken, well, like my navigation. I need to turn right here, James. And I always take this turning, sorry, I've got kangaroo juice on the pedals. That's just my bad driving, not the simulator. Oh dear, did you hear that? Oh dear. I have to remember. Yeah, that's what you get when you get too smug.
Robert Koch-Platz.
Absolutely. Yeah. She's probably complaining about my driving there. Yeah, that's what happens. It's like I wasn't what I always forget this is a 12-meter long bus. You know, it's and I did say I was going to explain why I haven't jumped out of the bus. The reason being is it goes back to the setup that I've got here. Everything's all cramped in. It's just awkward. Does somebody want? I knew it. Okay. Pay 10. Look at that. Pay 10. They want. Alright, where are we? There's a 6. Okay, that was new. I didn't even realise there was a €6 note, but never mind. Or is it 6? Oh, okay, coins. Okay, that's good. There's 20. Okay, and you want a single ticket ABC. There we go. Yeah, and at the moment I'm having to reach forward to get to the keyboard, so it's not very graceful, shall we say, and I don't want to be bouncing around in the screen too much. But it's quite good. You can walk about and everything. I've walked many a mile around here. Right, we're in a 30 here. I know that much. And one thing I need to do is use the speedometer that's in front of me. And I was looking at the TML Studios Discord, and it's quite amusing. A lot of people have the same, not complaint, the same issue, that they're constantly looking at the GPS to figure out what speed to do. It's down there on the bottom right instead of using the speedometer in front of me. But you know, I'm either speeding or I'm too slow anyway. So I guess it's really academic for me. Oh, there's an Aldi on the left. So what have we got? 059. No, bear with me now. Let me get through here and I'll check that out in a minute. I'm either 9 minutes late or 9 minutes early, and I don't think I'm early. I'm probably 9 minutes late. Yeah, there we go. Open the doors. That would make more sense the way that I drive, to be honest. Alright. Oh dear, a bit graphical glitch there. How much you get? Oh dear. See, this is one of the... You know what? I was going to actually send a report, and you can do that by pressing F1, but I don't want to hold things up at the moment, especially, like I said, where the keyboard is. But yes, I now need to give her a bucket load of change. Let's get that sorted. Alright, that's pennies. What about 60? Oh, okay, so... There we go. That's a lot of pennies. Okay, single ticket AB. There we go. Excellent. That's much better. Alright, 20 pennies or cents. And I never remember which one it is. ABC. Excellent. Let's get going. So, 10 minutes late. Perfect. Story of my life, actually. But I hope you're enjoying it. Let's say we're in a 30. And it's, let's say it's 10 to 5 in the morning. I was here yesterday, and the junctions, they were just blocked with traffic. So I think they've done a really nice job with the traffic flow and the people flow as well. If you notice there's not many people walking about. And they've only got one route. They got one bus. But considering this is early access, you know, I think this is going to be an outstanding bus simulator. And let's say it's based in Berlin. And there are parts of the map that you can look at, but you can't actually go. And like I say, the map is a little bit broken. But let's get these guys and girls on. Perfect. And you can probably see there the camera view that shows you the doors opening and closing. So I have a feeling, let me get the wipers going. I have a feeling that would probably come in handy if I had to use the disabled ramp, perhaps. Which I didn't even know that there was one, but somebody put it in the TML Discord. But I think for me at the moment, just get back to basics, driving and getting everything else all sorted out. So as I said, one thing I have noticed is that none of the get rid of that. None of the bots are showing up, so I need to check that. And what the bots were doing was just the usual stuff, you know, take a break. You know, here is my Discord channel, here is my YouTube channel, you know, that sort of thing. But I'm using Restream.io, which, oh James, you know this corner. And that allows you to stream on 2 platforms at the same time. And I was testing it out. Because I'm not at the affiliate stage just yet, you know, I'm permitted to stream on both platforms at the same time. So I thought I would give it a go, but the trouble is that I've seem to have lost the bots somewhere along the way. I think they were working yesterday. Anywho, accelerate, James. That's it. But when I jumped in here yesterday after a couple of days away, I don't think I'd streamed for like about a week, and I jumped in the bus and it was like I couldn't control anything, didn't remember where the buttons were. Everything just felt awkward. Feels a little awkward now. I'm still not used to where the right hand is. I probably need to change my field of view at least a little, or maybe see if it'll work with Track IR. Open the doors, James. There we go. And one thing I'll mention is that the AI, what they wear depends on what season. If you go in the winter months, then they've all got thick coats on and gloves and that sort of thing. So it's not really weather dependent as such. But so what I was talking about earlier about getting one of those butt kickers, if you've never heard of them, what they are is you attach them to your seat and it gives you like a force feedback. It gives you like that feeling like the chair is vibrating in a bus or whatever. At the moment, the force feedback in the bus itself is minimal. If you hit a curb, or if you hit the drains or the covers in the middle of the road, you can feel that. And when you do an engine startup, you feel that. But the rest of the actual road, you can't actually feel. But you know, I'm sure I can use it for other simulators such as Flight Sim and things like that. That would be good. So here's a request for anybody that's in the chat. I see we've got a few more showing up. Thank you very much. I appreciate you spending your time with me today for a while. If someone in the chat just wants to put !commands, COMMANDS with the S at the end, I just want to see if it works. Just curious. Friedrichstraße, excellent. And if not, it's not a problem. I can test it out after, or just when we finish the stream, to be honest. But if one of you wants to, that would be great. Whoa, slow down there, James. Yeah, driving the tram is so completely different to driving a bus. I mean, for one thing, you don't have a steering wheel. No kidding. It does make it a little bit strange when you have to jump in a vehicle that's got a wheel and 3 pedals. Mind you, this only uses 2. It's like a semi-automatic gearbox. You set it to forward or reverse and that's it really. And it'll actually, well, it's semi-automatic gearbox. I wonder if it's semi-automatic or automatic. It jumps through the gears on its own anyway, so I guess you would call it fully automatic then, wouldn't you? Oh, we need to stop here as well. Yeah, it's a rainy day out there. So let me... And you can open the windows. And you can actually see everybody moving around and everything. As I said, I think they've done a splendid job. And you can... In fact, let me try... that did nothing. I try to see if I could zoom in on the GPS, but I don't know if I've set that up or not. Probably not. There are a few buttons that don't actually work, and that could be one of them. So let's get the doors open. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, we got roadworks coming up here as well, so. Yeah. Can't remember which lane I need to be in. But that's okay. Look at that weather. So, as I was, there I go again with it, as I was saying, what I said earlier is that I'm using dynamic weather, and I think it does an outstanding job. It's Colonel Fork, for those of you that know Colonel Fork. He suggested it last week, I think, no, the week before. He was saying why don't we try it on dynamic weather, and I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And it's now become my favourite weather setting. You just never know what you're going to get. I think it really adds to the simming experience. So a quick check of the map. Okay, there we are. So the next stop, that's exactly where I thought, here we go, Alexanderplatz. Yeah, I used to stop there and thinking it was the end because I didn't actually zoom in close enough to see that that yellow was actually part of the return route. And I know that, as I said, this yellow line goes back here, but I knew this was broken, so I didn't actually put two and two together, shall we say, and I was stopping here and then just starting a new scenario. But yeah, so what we're going to do today is turn around, actually, and then continue the route back. We're not going down this way. That's part of the map that's broken. So we're going to carry on up here, and then we're going to hang a left down that way. And yes, that's the way we came in. And then from there, we're just going to carry on up. And one thing we cannot do is do a circuit here. And I can show you that rather than talking about it. But if you do that, you get stuck again. And a few people on the stream have seen me do a little bit of a Grand Theft Auto, crashing through other cars trying to get round. Not a pretty sight, shall we say. But yeah, so this is the bus. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope everybody's enjoying this. It's definitely a different simulator. It can appear to be very linear, which somebody made a comment, and it was a good comment. Same with the tram. But like any simulator, it's a case of you get down, you get used to it, you start to get the feel for it. And after 80 hours, I cannot say that I found this boring or monotonous in any way. It's a bit like you drive the car to work. You just do it, and now I've got to a position with this now, even though I'm not as comfortable with the controls due to my time away from it, but as far as I'm concerned, I'm in here, I'm in the bus, and I'm driving with passengers, etc, etc. And I think it's a very, very enjoyable simulator. Thoroughly enjoy it. And there we go, there's proof of what I was saying. Actually, so not that you need proof, but see, none of them got coats on because we're in the summer months, or the warmer months rather. Alrighty. €3 ticket EB, thank you sir. When we had the doors, okay. When we had the stream maybe 2 weeks ago, a couple of the guys joining actually said that they actually purchased the bus because they'd never seen it before, and you know, it came out 25th of March, you know, just to repeat myself. And I can't remember if I got another stop here. Keep going, James. Yeah, okay. But yeah, a couple of guys actually bought the bus after they'd seen it. And yesterday we had about 20 odd people on the stream, and I asked, I said, has anybody even heard of Tram Simulator? And no one had heard of it. And Kingsman 9965, greetings my friend, very, very nice to see you, mate. I hope the day's treating you well. Yeah, I saw you over on Ali's stream there as well, my friend. We're surrounded by friends here, mate. Excellent, good to see you. Yeah, I was saying, Kingsman, I'd actually taken... Well, maybe taken is the wrong word. I'd stopped streaming for about 10 days because just getting everything set up. I was messing about with the buttons, I was messing about with the... you know, the I don't know what you call it, the different screens that I have in OBS. I was doing admin-y type stuff, and I realised I hadn't streamed in like 12 days, I think it was. And now I'm trying to drive the bus again. It feels very, very awkward. Alright, so this is where we turn round. So to the point I was making a few minutes ago about thinking that was it, I would sit there because the start point when you head to the airport is across the road, and I thought that was the end, and it wasn't. Hey, yeah, you know what, Kingsman? I made a highlight, if you're interested, from yesterday's stream, and you would be impressed, mate. I tell you what, I squeezed through a gap. It's like there must have been an inch either side. And I tell you, it's one of the highlights on Twitch, but I impressed myself, mate, I tell you. I was very impressed. And I don't get impressed with my driving very much, I tell you. It's But yeah, you know what? And I'm actually streaming at 1920 now, Kingsman, as well. Before I was streaming at 1280. Oh, let me through, people. And I need to turn around here because if I go straight on, the map is broken there as well. Right, so you see down there it says 7 kilometres to the next bus stop. You can ignore that green lights there, that's just showing that there was a bus stop there, but yeah, so we've got 7 kilometres to get back to the end. Which I was rather pleased about when I found this out, to be honest. You know, sometimes you enjoy a sim and you go, oh, is that the end of it? And that's what I found with this, because you're limited to one route in Berlin, it can seem a little bit short. I mean, what have we got for streaming? I've been streaming for an hour. So that's taken me an hour to get here. So yeah, so that would make sense then, having done this about 80 times, because I wasn't completing the route. Let me slow this down. But yeah, this is glad you're enjoying it, Kingsman. So is Ali still streaming as she may, or is that stream still going on, do you know? Just curious, because I went out to cut the grass and then I thought, you know what, I'm going to stream myself now. But yeah, we're in September, I think, and it's 10 past 5 in the morning. And roger that, mate. It's like 10 past 5 in the morning, and because yesterday I did a journey at 7 o'clock in the morning. Okay, mate. Yeah. Yeah, I think she probably stopped when I was out cutting the grass, actually, because that lady is amazing with her streams. You know, a lot of energy, and her streams are hours and hours and hours, and I don't know how she does it. Very, very impressed. Like I said, I see we've got a few more people on Twitch. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you jumping in. And a little request, if you haven't already, if you want to hit the follow button, that would be appreciated. Not required, doesn't cost anything, and the request is there, and if not, not a problem. Listen, your company is all we need here. But I really am enjoying this. Yeah, I take my hat off as well, mate. I actually had a hat on because it's 86 Fahrenheit at the moment, and you know what they say about mad dogs and Englishmen in the midday sun. Yeah, I'm following the white line there, aren't I? I know that. Bad driving, James. But yeah, I take my hat off too as well, my friend. Yeah, it gets up to 106 Fahrenheit, I think, and it gets... I think probably in the winter it's like minus 14 Celsius and then probably 38 Celsius in the summer. So yeah, we have extremes here, mate. Real extremes. Wow, that's a first. I actually got to change lanes without getting in a panic then. Wow. Yeah, my lane discipline here leaves a lot to be desired, guys and girls. It's I'm all over the road. Yeah, I'm looking at the stream monitor. It looks like I'm flying along, but I'm doing 45 kilometers. So 50 kilometers is 80. Oh, bear with me. Oh, brake too soon. I forgot what I said then. So yeah, 50 kilometers is 80. No, it's not. 80 kilometers is 50. I got it the wrong way around. 80 kilometers is 50 miles an hour. So 50 is just more than half. Do it. but it does look like I'm flying along the road. Train sim. Yeah, you know what, Kingsman? I've got a couple of YouTube videos on train sim, but I think I'm going to start streaming that one as well. And the funny thing is, for flight simming, I like the GA aircraft. The older the better. And tram sim, which I just got, let's say I start streaming that. I've got like 11 streams on the tram now. They just released a new DLC, and that came out yesterday. And there's this old clunky tram, so obviously I love it. And you know, I don't know, I just love the old vintage vehicles. It's whether it's buses or trams or trains. And that's why I like Assetto Corsa. Woo! Nice braking there, James. That's why I like Assetto Corsa, because I've got the Mini Clubman DLC, and I like racing around in the older vehicles as well. So Kingsman's £21. The bus is on Steam. Nice. Nice. Like I'm saying, mate, it is very, very, very early access. You know, you're talking alpha, just getting into beta. But I mean, you've seen me stream this a few times now, and if you have a wheel, or you know, if you've got dexterity in your thumbs, you know, you can certainly use an Xbox controller, which I managed for a while, but I did struggle with it. But it's mainly because my left hand shakes quite a wee bit. I blame the army for that, so gotta blame something. And but yeah, my left hand shakes too much, and so I struggled actually controlling the steering. But now I've got my wheel, and it looks very twitchy in the screen, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's just the way I've got it set up. I've got it set up for very sensitive to start, and then it eases off, because this will understeer a lot. But equally, it could be the fact I was doing the turns too quickly as well. So we're in a 20 here. But I might actually turn off the steering compensation. I haven't tried that out yet, where it's just linear from starting the turn to the end, and it doesn't change with speed. I might try that, but if this is more realistic, then I'll leave it alone actually. So I'm trying to move the mouse without making everybody motion sick. There we go. I've got one of those mice that has a couple of buttons on top, and you can adjust the sensitivity. Yeah, that's better. I can look around now. Look at that, all the rain is off the mirror of the glass. Truly like this, truly love it. And once I get better set up, then I'll start doing the wandering around again, looking at the bus and getting outside. It's just the fact that, as I said, this... Oh, okay, Streamlabs has woke up. So in 1 hour and 10 minutes, Streamlabs has decided to wake up. Well, it's good to see it's working anyway. Hey, Kingsman, are you near a keyboard at the moment, mate? I mean, are you able to... Oh, hang on. Forget I asked that, because you typed me a message and I knew you weren't using telepathy, so that was a rather stupid question. Do you want to do me a favour? Just type in the chat exclamation point commands with an S on the end. Thanks, man. Can I blame that on the army as well, can I? Yeah, just exclamation point commands. I just want to test the bot while I'm streaming, actually. And we're still in a 20. Yeah, I'm speeding, but that's okay. Haven't had a ticket yet. There are speed cameras out, which again I think is a nice touch, but they haven't added them to the sim. They're on the map. When you have a look at the map, it shows you where the speed cameras are, which is cool. But you can't actually get caught speeding. So let me just stop here, guys and girls. I want to show you something. First thing is, look at that, Pink Floyd, The Wall. How cool is that? I tried to get up here one day, and there was cars, because it actually shows me. In fact, I'll show you the map as well. So there we go. So yeah, so it shows you where I need to go. Let me adjust the mouse again. So it shows me where I need to go, but if I go that way, I'm going to get stuck. So all I'm going to do is carry right on back the way we came in, back there, and then hang a right at the end. And then that'll get us back here. And there's that other loop that I said is broken. And again, I call that my Grand Theft Auto area, because that's where I basically had to ram through with the bus. It wasn't pretty. So thanks for that, Kingsman. Doesn't look to be doing anything, but that's okay. It looks like it's working. I know that everybody has problem with the bots. It's just one of those things. So yeah, again, I see we got more people. Again, I just want to thank everybody for taking some of the time out of the day to, get motion sick, to spend some time here with me. And I hope you're enjoying this. It's called The Bus, as in what I got in the title. But I'm going to just carry on straight on. And when you leave from Alexanderplatz to go to the airport, this is the route that you take anyway, so... Ah, okay, she's streaming, my friend, or... Sorry, it sounds like I'm being nosy. I do apologise, you're not her keeper, and I'm just curious more than anything. It's called Chit Chat. It's called Chit Chat. Oh, excellent. You know, I might try and jump on her stream after I'm finished myself then, mate. As I said, mate, I do apologise. You're not my dog's body. So, thank you anyway, kind sir. And there's little. Yeah. Like I said, I was outside cutting the grass, and I enjoy it. You know, you're an army chap as well, mate. You know, it's like the challenge is something sometimes gets the better of common sense. And when I'm out cutting the grass, I know sometimes I do the front yard and the backyard, and I thought, no, I ain't stopping. I literally think ain't, so it's not bad. I think I ain't stopping. It's like 106, 107 degrees. I'm going to keep going, and I can hardly drag my feet along, but I'm still pushing them more because I'm thinking, no, I'm not stopping. You know, that army mindset, you know, every battle is won with one small step. Yeah, well, that as well, get it done, yeah. And so to me, I use it as like a physical challenge because, you know, I'm not running at the moment, and I'm not hiking. So to me, cutting the grass is my physical exercise for the day. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've got a smallish house, or what's considered small house in America. It's a 3-bedroom, and just a small... I'm going to call it a lump of grass, because to call it a lawn is an insult. But yeah, I got a small lump of grass at the front and the back. You know what I do? Oh, there's the bot kicking in again. Let me make it through here. Need a ride along. Yeah, I'd feel guilty. I'm sorry. Maybe in a decade or two, I won't feel so guilty, but at the moment... No, hang on, mate. And here's the thing, mate. You've seen me driving a bus, and you think I should be let free with a ride-along lawnmower? Come on, dude. Sorry, excuse me, chaps and chapesses. Just find out what's going on here. Excellent. Okay, so my bots have woke up, but the commands are not working. It could be the fact that I signed in using YouTube, and I think I might need to sign in with Twitch. It says thinking out loud. Never mind. It's all good. It's all good. And yep, all the good drivers out there. Yep, I know I'm following the white line. Just need to move over a wee bit. Let me try and move the... There you go. Move the view a little. I can now see where the edge of the vehicle is. That's better. That's better. The trouble is every time I move the wheel. Let me show you guys, which you've probably already seen, to be honest. You know, the view changes, which I think is excellent, and I'm sorely tempted to use Track IR, but again, I don't keep still. And I know if you're watching someone that's twitching around a lot, it can be, maybe annoying is not the correct word, but distracting. That's the nice word. It can be a little bit distracting. So what I think I will do is just zoom out a wee bit, but the trouble is when I do that, it's very, very difficult to read the dashboard. Like I said, I'm running this at 1080p. It's not high res in any shape or form, but I might do that just so that I can actually see the mirror until I get a feel for where the right edge of the bus is. But you know, I think if I just use the left mirror, yeah, look at that, I got plenty of space. I think I just need to get used to using my left mirror, to be honest. And for those of you listening, it may sound strange listening to me talking like this as though I really am driving a bus, but I'm looking at this on a 50-inch television set, and I've got a wheel in front of me with the pedals, and this, I used to drive HGV and it feels the same, you know, having to guess where the edge of the vehicle is until you know it instinctively, and where, you know, I think that's a radio there on the front, I'm not quite sure, but you know, knowing where the left hand of the vehicle is. I haven't quite got there yet. Too busy chit-chatting, there we go. And that's a good thing, you know, that's a good thing. This is all about just having a gentle drive on a weekend with some friends. And passengers, of course. Yeah, I'm already not liking driving too close to the edge there. But you know, it's 10 past 5 rather. Ah, you know what? I've been looking at the wrong clock. It's not 10 past 5, it's 5:30. I was expected there at 10 past 5, so I'm 20 minutes late at the moment. Bear with me, let me stop here. Yes, you can. First few streams I did, Kingsman, all I used was the Xbox controller. It does great. It does great. It just, like I said, my left thumb, I couldn't keep it steady enough because the steering wheel is on the left thumb and the brake was on the top pad on the left. So trying to brake and steer at the same time, I just found it, with a shaky hand, I found it awkward to do. But yeah, it's more than doable. More than doable, mate, with an Xbox controller. And yeah, you can thank Diesel Dan for suggesting that to me, to be honest, because I had I'd actually dismantled all my train sim controllers, and I didn't have the Rail Driver, which I have now. I was using analog joysticks, and I was using macros to convert that into button presses, and it worked great because I was using the Cytec throttle quadrant, and you know, on diesel trains it worked exceptionally well, and for those that I needed to change gears on, I loved it. But once I got the Alpha yoke, I actually took away the throttle quadrant, so I had nothing to control it other than keyboard. And then Diesel Dan said, have you thought about using the Xbox controller? And I got it with my Oculus Rift CV1, and I never actually used it. And you know what, it was like I was amazed at how comfortable any game can be using the Xbox controller, you know. I know it was a short story made long there, but oh, truck. But yeah, my first few streams were on this were just using the Xbox controller. That's a short answer, mate. That's a short answer. There we go. You know, I don't feel so bad driving nearer the right when there's no trees exactly on the right hand edge. Again, I just need to get that road sense, you know, get the feel for where I need to be. So let's get through these lights and I'll bring up the map and show everybody where we're going. Always good to know where we're going. So, let's stop here and I'll bring up the map. Okay. So, change the resolution again. Okay. So there's our actual last stop. It's called Turmstrasse, and that's where we're going. As I said earlier, you know, you don't want to be going through here because as soon as I head that way, the map isn't built. The map isn't built. But if you look at what we have on the map already, the only thing we have at the moment is from the airport down to Alexanderplatz. But look at this other stuff that is on there already. You know, so you know, this is going to be very, very good. And you know, when we get some third-party developers involved as well, I think this is going to be outstanding. You know what? There we go, Kingsman. It took the Colonel to come along and fix it. Outstanding, my friend. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, I think I've got all my commands in there. Yeah, wonder why that is. I might need to look at that. But that command should be open to everybody. But I will check that. I will check that later. But thanks, Colonel. I hope you're having a good day, mate. But myself and Kingsman were on Ali's stream earlier. Then I had to go cut the grass. So I think it's 86 down here at the moment. I'm sure it's probably about the same up where you are, Colonel, as well, isn't it? Yeah, see, this is where I feel uncomfortable driving too close to the right. Yep, Colonel gets a pat in the back, mate. Isn't that the way? The Colonels get the credit. Yeah. And that really was tongue-in-cheek. I've got zero disrespect for officers. And that was zero disrespect, you know. It's credit where credit is due. Whoa! That was close. I was looking up at the chat there, and in the screen on OBS there's this big orange thing heading towards me. Oh dear. Okay. The passengers are going, why is the driver yelling all the time? So, where is it? I apologise for that flashing buttons forwards there, people. Yeah, so if you have a look there on the front left there, you can see that's where this journey ends. But perhaps not. I think I will probably do another one after this. So I thank everybody for staying around and watching this. It's extremely kind of you to share some of your time with me here. And have I gone too far? Have I gone too far? I think I nearly... Why is it not moving? There we go. Yeah. Okay, so I need to turn around here. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Coughing away there. Yeah, I've had a bit of a reshuffle, Colonel, since yesterday. But still very, very claustrophobic feeling, you know. I did order a mount for my Rode, can't remember what you call it, the Rode microphone arm, and it mounts it to the wall. But that's going to be here in like maybe 10 days. But, right, let's see if I can get around here. Oh, it's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. So, I need to remember this is 12 meters long. It's not a Ford Focus. Hey, excellent. It's funny how I give myself credit for turning a bus. You know, I think I'm more impressed about not running into things. Doners and pizzas. Oh, cafe. Excellent. I think I'll be stopping there for a coffee and a donut and a pizza. That sounds really good, actually. Haven't had breakfast or lunch today, but that's fine. So here we are. So let's see if this scenario actually tells me that we're finished. And I'm using your weather scheme, kernel. I'm actually using dynamic weather. So we've been through sunny days. We've been sun, cloud. Where the cloud? Fog. We went through the sun, the fog, and the rain on this little short journey. Oh, I need to let people off. There we go. But yeah, everything's still a little bit clunky for me. But when I get the microphone moved onto the wall, that'll pull it back a bit and it'll be coming down rather than at the moment from the bench up. And I do need to get myself something for the keyboard as well. So is this going to end, or am I going to have to restart it myself, I wonder? Yeah, and I still can't remember which buttons I need to press. Hey, okay. Next route TXL02. Excellent. Let me have a look here and see what happens. I've never actually carried on with something like this. I normally just restart a bit. Let me see what the maps tell me to do. Yeah, a little bit of a bug. So I tell you what, everybody, I appreciate everybody here at the moment. I'm going to take a short break, and I am going to carry on streaming for a little while longer. So I will be right back, and if you care to keep me company, that'd be very much appreciated. And I'll catch you all in about 2 or 3 minutes.
What if you're everything I need? A fire in my heart, the air I breathe. What if I'm incomplete without you by my side? What if I go against my heart instead of confessing from the start? What if I miss out on the life meant?
Alright, and we're back. So, yeah, I just basically restarted the sim there and took a short break. I hope everybody had a chance to get a drink and stretch your legs, and thank you very much for staying. So this is the main, not really the main menu, but the first game menu that you get as such. And if you have a look up here, it says Early Access Roadmap. You can click on that. It says Alpha Phase 1 Free Play. Okay, if you click on that, then it'll actually take you to the web browser. They've got an excellent roadmap, and you know, it actually tells you what they've got in each of the phases. At the moment, like I said, we're in phase 1, but to go back to the alpha part, this is what I was saying earlier. It shows you we're in the alpha phase, and then down here it's got the beta version of it. So that's what I mean. It's very, very, very early access, but you know, it seems to be working just fine. So let's get started, as they say. The only thing I want to do here, let me just check the graphics. I think I did this earlier. Yeah, lens flare, that's the only thing. You know what, let's, oh, field of view. Let's change that just a little bit. Maybe make it 110. See, this is one of the things that they fixed in the first patch. You couldn't go above 80, I think it was, or 90. So now you can, but let's try that. I want to see if I can see the right wing mirror without losing too much visibility of the dashboard. But you know, I don't look at it anyway. You probably noticed that with my driving. So speed limits, I'm not worrying about them. So let's get into free play. As I said, I really do not want to try this 18 meter. No, let's not even think about it. I was thinking about it and thinking, no, that didn't last very long. So, I'm going to keep it on dynamic weather because that has become my favourite weather scheme, as I said earlier on. Let's have a look at a tour. Let's have a look at a tour. What we're going to do? No. The thing about going from here to the airport, it's a shorter route, but you know what? Let's do it because we've already done from the airport out. Let's do it this way, and let's maybe make it in the wee hours. Oh, it was June the 17th. Okay, so let's do it let's try October the 17th. Yes, Sunday morning. Let's try that. I don't want it to be too late because one of the things that is broken is the driver's cab lighting, and you cannot actually see to give them change back. You can't click the buttons. You can turn it on within the cab. So probably what I should have said is it does work, but you need to use a mouse for it. You can't allocate it to a button just yet. But it gets too dark, and then sometimes you can't even find that button within the cab. So I don't want it to be too dark that I can't see what I'm doing. You know what, let's make it October. Probably it's dark by 8 o'clock, I would have thought. Or let's try 7:30. There we go. Let's try 7:30. It should be getting dark if it isn't already. Let's give that a go. Okay, I think we're all set up, and I'm looking forward to the future of this simulator. To be honest, it's very much looking forward to it. So you can adjust your seat position and field of view via the pause menu. Well, that's something new. Okay, so let's lower the resolution of the mouse. There we go. Excuse me, sir. Okay, so let's get the lights going. And same as yesterday, I'm still having to look down at the buttons. In fact, let's get the engine going actually. There's ignition in, turn it on. And as I said, this is one of the few times they actually get the feedback through the steering wheel when the engine is running. What's next? Lights. So let's See, these are on a button. That works. And let's try high beam. Not too bad. Not too bad. Keep it down there. Okay, so let's get the computer going and let's get our passengers on board. Current tour number 88194. And I know there's a lot already you can do here that I'm not doing, but I'm comfortable with it at the moment, and that's the main thing, just trying to make sure I don't do a complete pig's ear of everything. And I'm just going to stay here. So this cab light you can see is on, and the problem is it doesn't always go on. So there is a button, like I'm saying. Let me see if I can show you where it is. Yeah, see it, turn off the lighting for the driver. But I've not found a way to actually toggle that with the sorry, bear with me. I'm trying to see if it goes off with the lights. No, it doesn't. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've not found a way to actually turn it on and off with the keyboard. Sorry about that. That was a laboured thought there, actually. So let's shut the doors. Now, which one was the horn? That's not it. There we go. And for those of you who are new to the stream, we had a bus driver on here the other day, and I said, it sounds a little bit feeble. He went, nope. He said, that's exactly how they sound. It's a horn, you know, it's not a musical instrument, so that's okay. Alrighty, so let's get it in forward gear. Doors are shut. Let's get going. Park and brake, there we go, James. I sound like I know what I'm doing, but oh, okay. So if you look at the field of view, you can actually see the right wing mirror when I'm driving straight, which doesn't happen a lot. Oh, and it's raining. Got to love this dynamic weather. And you know what, joking aside, I really do love dynamic weather. Now, I always get cut up here from somebody on the left cutting in, but okay, looks like we're good. Oh, look at the moon up there, guys. Now I really cannot read the speedometer. But I should have an estimate about where it is. I mean, it's between the 2 and the 4, you know what I mean? It shouldn't be that difficult, but a cursory glance to know that I'm speeding. Squeaky wipers, excellent. So let's try high beam and see what it does. You know what, overall? Yeah, and I'm going to be late already. So, for the first time at the top there it says 1934, that's when I need to be there. That's top right of the GPS. It says 2 kilometers to my first stop. And then at the bottom of the GPS with the date timestamp on it, that's the current time. And earlier I was looking at it wrong. I was thinking, why is it still 5:10 in the morning? No U-turns. But yeah, once I get the controls all sorted out for this, I oh, look at that. Okay, that's not built yet. So here's the thing, that sign there, I think that probably means it's never going to be part of the map. But the bits that are being built has like a spanner and a screwdriver across it. That's probably parts of the route that's still being built. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Okay. I'm actually in the correct lane for once. Try not cut it too tight. Excellent. I didn't hit the curb. Now, is that helping or hindering, I wonder? I think it's a typical set of headlights in the rain, in all honesty. It just makes everything more glary. Yeah. Now I really can't see the road very well. Let's change lanes here. The droplets. Yeah, the droplets, my friend. Yeah. And if you look at the left wing mirror and window as well, when it stops raining, they leave there as well. So I think, again, looks rather good, doesn't it? We're really spoilt with games now, aren't we, mate? You know. You know, I thought the snow was distracting, but this is... When I don't have the route knowledge that I would like, I'm like staring into the abyss, so to speak, and even with the main beam on, it's not really... Well, you know what? I'd annoy a lot of people, but yeah, you know what? Driver safety. My driver safety, I should say. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's... I mean, who would have ever thought of gaming in 4K? You know, it's... You would have thought, why would anybody want to stream or play games in 4K, and then why would anybody need it? Was it 120 hertz, 140 hertz, whatever it is? 120, I think, yeah. And why would anybody need such a high refresh rate and all the rest of it? And it's the times are a-changing, my friend. It's all good. Air barreling on the right. So I've got 2 minutes to get... Whoa! I could see me using this as a highlight. Let's not get carried away and run them over. Okay. I was due here at 1930... Oh, depart 1934. And I'm at 1932. Wow. Doors. Oh dear. Let's get out. I think I'll wait here for a second or two, let these people through. I never quite know why they stopped there, because again we're on a priority road, you know, with the yellow diamond. So these cars obviously don't figure that one. Yeah, they've got to give way, but they're coming through anyway. Oh dear. Right. You know, at the end of the day, I have to remember this is a computer game. It's I'm talking as though they should know better, and never having programmed AI, I'm sure it's not an easy concept. Especially when you got passengers, you got other vehicles. At the moment you don't have an AI bus or any bus traffic. So I've got 4 minutes to do a kilometre. 3 minutes to do a kilometre. Okay. And I'm getting the information, as I said a few minutes ago, from the GPS bottom right. Yeah, I think this is helping. Yeah, I'm going to leave one. If you think it's helping, it must be helping. Probably also help if I do 50 kilometers an hour as well. It's very strange with simulators, because I know I'm on main beam, but it makes me feel like I shouldn't be on main beam. You know, it's like I'm doing something wrong. And yeah, I know you saw, that was a good example of the vehicle oversteering there. So I think I need to tweak that a wee bit. Need to tweak that a wee bit. So I have set up a curve within the controls, and you know what, bear with me now, I'm going to have a look at something. What have we got? It says options, I can change the field of view, so let's try it. Graphics. I should have made a note of what it was before. Let's try 104, see what we're like. Don't know. I'll have to try it, I guess. Yeah, I wasn't really looking at the right wing mirror. In all honesty, I need to learn where the left of the vehicle is. That's what I need to be doing. I'm just wondering what DirectX 12 is going to do. I know it's not going to cure every single problem with every single game, with every single graphics card, and it may not improve everything, but I'm still really intrigued as to what DirectX 12 will do and whether it can be used natively with games and sims that are out there now, and I'm in the wrong lane. Or whether or not they need to reprogram it to use DirectX 12, similar to what we had with flight simulators. That you could use DirectX 10. I think FSX had that problem, didn't it? It was like a trial. You could test it on DirectX 10, but it was only written for DirectX 9. So I feel it might. Well, I don't know. It could be an easy fix. I don't know. It could be easy to do. Not sure. But I think Microsoft Flight Simulator is definitely going to see some improvements once DirectX 12 comes out. I wonder if perhaps that's maybe holding up some of the developers as well. Maybe they need to develop it specifically for DirectX 12, because again, I don't understand the compatibilities of the DirectX engine. I need to understand the complexities of my bus. So, wow. I'm amazed myself here. I'm not away yet, but let's get ticket AB, single. Oop. Oh, there we go. I forgot all about this view. Look at that. Oh, look at the train tracks. Wow. Wow. I wonder if they're ever going to have any AI trains. Wow, look at that. So, now look at that. I'm doing that for a reason. I'm looking at the right hand of the vehicle. That's not bad, so I think I've got a good feel for where the right hand is, actually. Just like I said, when there's trees and wing mirrors. And I'm not sure on here if you can actually pull the wing mirrors in. I don't think you can. Oh, I'm thinking of the tram again, actually. But let's get going. Otherwise, I'm going to be... Well, I'm late. I'm a minute late already. So let's get going. Bump. But, yeah, so as I was commenting on a few moments ago, is... Oh dear, stuck in the middle. Is that oh, let me have a look at the map again. Yeah, some of these roads look the same at night. And I forgot what I was commenting on. Never mind. Yeah, I do feel bad in blinding people though, It's let's try it with the lights off. We've got some street lights here. But I'm looking at the lights within the buildings as well. Very, very nice, I actually was looking at graphics cards the other day. I thought to myself, if I want one, I'm going to have to pay. Now, let me elaborate on that. And I don't mean the scalpers prices on Amazon. I thought, like B&H from New York, reputable dealers. I was happy to pay a little bit more. And so I was looking at them. Every single place I've looked at that's reputable, even if they had them, the prices were... Let me say that again. They didn't have them. Even at the prices that they're selling them, that everybody was sold out, and it says no idea when the stock is going to be back in. And so I've got a computer that all it needs is a graphics card. And I was after a RTX 3080, and
Turmstraße, Bonzenstraße.
it's one of those, why did I not buy it when they came out, you know? Why did I not buy it when they came out? Not the end of the world. You know, like I'm saying, this is a GTX 1080 Ti. It does fine at the moment, but I definitely think if I want to start looking at higher resolutions or you know, higher refresh rates or whatever, I do need a better graphics card. But this is doing a grand old job for an i7 processor as well. I think it's doing rather well. So for those of you that have followed some of my streams, you probably start to recognise these roads better than I am at the moment. And that's me moving the mouse, so yeah, look at that, you know. And I never did jump out and buy the coffee and donuts, did I? One thing else I've noticed is the sorry, I tend to ponder my thoughts sometimes rather than, you know, rather than making noises across the stream. I've got the driver's cab light on, and so it looks like if I leave it on it doesn't turn off, so I think I must have set it to, there's many settings you can do with the lights as an auto, and I set it to I think I'd set the lights to non-automatic. So I think I might need to keep them on, otherwise I'm never going to see the change. And I'll try and show you what I mean actually. Which view is it? 6. So if I turn this off, and let me open the doors. Now see that the light came on? And that's what they're supposed to do. So let me shut the doors. That never used to work before. That never used to work before, and that's why I did not like driving at night. Well, I'm impressed. They might have fixed that in the last patch, but because I've not been doing any night drives. Huh. Well, I'm impressed. And the light at the moment is turned off. I'm looking down, seeing that. Wow. That has definitely made me smile there. That's excellent. Because I'm not one to actually say it ruins the simulation. You know, it's distracting. Distracting from the simulation. There we go. Because you can't see anything, and you're having to zoom in with your mouse and trying to find the buttons, and it's a distraction. And I'm nearly always late anyway. I mean, look at that. I've got 3 kilometers to go, and I should be arriving there now actually. But probably the next thing I'll do with this is actually start learning the speed limits. That's what I need to be doing, because I've only seen a couple of speed signs on the road. I've not seen too many actually. There again, I tend to be looking around at other things. So I know in Scotland and England, a lot of the roads now have the speed limits. Oh, hang on. Yeah, I knew this was my turn. Sorry. I know they actually have the speed limits painted on the roads, which I think is an excellent. And I can see the mirror. Let me get round. I think I took that way too quick. Yeah, I know I took that way too quick, but that's okay. Wow, you know, I'm going to open the doors again just to How cool is that? That never worked before. So let me have a look and see where I've got the is this on or off? Okay, so the switch is off, but when I open the doors it comes on. That's wonderful. That is seriously wonderful. That's great, I tell you. That's nice. And I do like the way that the view straightens up, when you're driving forward, and then it turns when you're turning. See, I like that better than sticking Track IR on. I find myself I get distracted with Track IR because you're trying to look forward while you turn your head. It's a lot easier with a big screen because you've got a lot more screen to stare at, but it's still a distraction. I've been using that word a lot today, haven't I? Distraction, but excellent. And it does look completely different. And I need to change lanes again because of the parked cars. That's one of those comments you go, it's 7:45 at night, where's everybody going? But yesterday we had the Colonel and Jay Winokur on the stream, and they noticed how much traffic was on the road. It was a lot. And I was looking at the TML Discord today, and somebody was asking that about the quantity of AI out there, and they said it is based on the time of day, and it definitely shows. Definitely shows. Alright, let's get out here. Simple things like that, adjusting the traffic depending on rush hour or whatever. It's simple things that you might not even notice too much, but it all adds to the simulation. And when I can't see the road again. And I do like what they've done there with the lights. It is always difficult to see the roads at night in the rain, and I do find myself staring at it. So again, I think job well done. Yep. I do apologise, I keep flicking backwards and forwards between the map there. And we are good for now anyway. There's no other blocked roads, so I really should just be looking at the GPS, to be honest. Yeah, I do like this field of view. It gives me enough of the mirror on the left. I'm a little bit closer to the dash, which is also good. Yeah, I like it. Oh, the light's green. Okay.
Hauptbahnhof.
I'm going to change lanes here. There we go. I'm actually really enjoying the sound effects that they have as well. You know, the hypnotic sound of the wipers going backwards and forward, and the rain bouncing off the roof of the bus. Very nicely done, I think. I just wish I knew where the speed limit signs were, though. I know they're in here because I've seen a couple, but again, I want to get away from constantly looking down. So that's what I was saying earlier. That on the right, see with the no entry, that's probably never going to be part of the map. So yeah, so it's a little little distraction here, a little bit of a road, but you never know, you know, maybe it's just at the moment, maybe they haven't planned it, but I do look forward to what they do have planned, and I'm sure they are going to be expanding. Because I don't know of any simulator that just has a single route, do you? You know, whether it's a bus, a tram, a train, wherever, you know. Having said that, I'm now going to contradict myself, because at the moment, TramSim is based around Vienna. And I said I was actually going to look that up, because they said it was 25 kilometres, but I don't know if the route itself was 25 kilometres, or whether the route is based within 25 kilometres area, you know. I'm not quite sure. But now, what would that be? So 80, 160 is 100 mile, 240, 150 mile, 150 miles. Yeah, that's probably, I'm sure Vienna's not that big. I don't know. I will definitely have to have a look at that, to be honest. My knowledge of geography is very, very poor, to be honest. But I don't know, because I mean, you know, it could be. But I don't know how long the tram is, the tram route in Vienna is actually. So yeah, definitely going to have to look at that though. Meanwhile, keep your foot on the brake. There we go. But yeah, that made my day. Seriously, that's made my day. The fact that the lights are all coming on, and now I can see the coin machine. That really has added a lot to it for me. So it's simple. It's like anything in it. It's like a lot of things. You know, you appreciate what's good, but then you notice what's bad. Maybe not bad, but you notice what's broken, shall we say, you know. And it was one of those things I was thinking, that'd be nice if it worked, you know. Bit like me with my indicators. Yeah, sorry people, I need my main beam here. Yep, you did it, Kingsman. Ultravox. Yeah, that was funny on the stream yesterday with Murphy. Everyone was comparing with Haydn, Mozart, and then, you know, I threw in Ultravox. You know, all the major composers in Vienna. I can't remember the other ones now, but yeah. It's a classic tune, mate. It's a classic tune. And I need to pick a lane and stick to it. But yeah, so we've been streaming now 2 hours, and I want to thank everybody for being here. It really is nice to have your company. Always good to have a chat with friends. If you're in the chat, that's excellent. If you're just lurking, watching, that's also excellent. I just hope you're enjoying it, and hope you come back again. I do plan on streaming Train Simulator, and the reason I haven't done it yet is that the different scenes that you set up with an OBS, which is the streaming software, you have different scenes in there, and what I've been doing is creating different screenshots, shall we say, and you know, they actually show the sim that I'm using, so I've got different graphics for each of the simulators. It makes it a little bit more difficult to control. But at least that way, you know, when you're looking at the stream, it actually shows you, you know, when I do the Be Right Back, it's got the bus or tram sim on it, you know. So I need to create those for Train Simulator. And once I've done that, I'm definitely going to start streaming Train Simulator, you know. Yeah, you know, that's not a bad thing, Kingsman. That's not a bad thing. If I could sing it, I would sing it. The only thing I've hummed recently was when I was talking to Jay Winnaker about detective programs, and I couldn't remember the name of it. And all I know is that the opening was like bum ba bum bum, and it was Dragnet. So I can make noises like that, but I can't sing to save my life. Mind you, when I've had a beer or two, I can sing like an angel, mate. This is very surreal. Seriously, it's... And again, I'm looking at this. I know I'm in a simulator, but yeah, definitely capturing my imagination here. Wonderful. And that's what it's all about. That was nearly a "Oh Vienna," or I don't even know though. I'm not going to ruin the stream by singing. So Colonel Fork says I can't sing, but my dad and stepmom had put me in the church choir for a while. I think that happened to all of us, mate. I think we all ended up in a church choir. Me and my sister, when we were younger, I'm talking about 7 or 8, we used to sing Christmas carols and stuff, with harmonising and, all the stuff you do when you're a kid. And mum loved it. My mum loved it, bless her. So we thought we were great singers too. And then we watched Donny Osmond and Marie Osmond, and that was me and my sister. Yeah, we were the Scottish version of the Osmonds in our heads. We were just as good. I can do a couple of notes, mate. I can do a few notes, but I don't have the range to sing. Especially when I'm driving a bus. But doesn't it look so different? And like I said, I recognise the roads over there to the right because I've actually got out the bus and taken a wander. But my goodness me, it looks so different. So Colonel Fork says he was put on every Sunday choir while in my teens and didn't enjoy it a bit. Yeah, it's I tend to agree with you there, mate. Oh, he rode over the corner there. Nice. Thing is, in your teens, you got all the things on your mind, like going out playing and I don't know, reading comics or watching Scooby-Doo on television and stuff. Well, that's what it was for me anyway. Alright people, be nice. Driving a straight line and let me out. They don't have their lights on. I'm driving a little bit sheepishly here at the moment. That's funny, there's a... Oh. Don't like doing that. Okay. But I'm very, 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 very pleased that these lights are now coming on. Like I said, I was very nervous to do a night drive because can you imagine trying to... In fact, let me show you. Actually, I'm talking about it. So yeah, that's what I was looking at when I used to do the night drives. And I'd have to... I can't even see it now. Where would it be? Yeah. See, I'd have to do this with a mouse, trying to find out which button to press. And it on a stream, it's again, I like using the word distracting. It's not what you expect to see, shall we say. That's probably a better way to word it. Gonna need some new tyres, the amount of curbs I've run over. Tyres are okay though. I was going to say tyres are cheaper than wing mirrors, but I'm not so sure, to be honest. Alright, wish me luck. My other favourite turn. It's nice and slow. Yep. Oh dear. Can you imagine trying to do that in the 15-metre bendy bus? Mind you, having said that, maybe the bendy bus would be better because it drags itself round, it's not a solid lump like this. One of these days, yeah, you know what, having thought it through. Yet again, Colonel, I'm talking to you and you're getting me thinking about things. So bendy bus, if it's 15 metres, you know, you got two 7.5 metre lumps, whereas at the moment I've got one 12 metre lump. So maybe that would actually be better. I'll try it out actually. Oh, no, good. Taxi rank. See, now I know there's a speed sign there, but again, see how glary it is, it's hard to read. So we're in a 30. I know we're in a 30, and I know when we get in a 20, but it's the other ones, the 50. I don't think I've seen a 50 kilometre speed sign anywhere yet. But I know they're there because the GPS tells me. But look at that, I mean that's just beautiful, look at that. Moonlit night, mate. 10 to 8 on a moonlit night. Very, very nice. I resisted the temptation to do little spotting there and shout out there was little. One thing that, other than Train Simulator, I'm definitely going to jump in the Bell helicopter as well. I haven't had Microsoft Flight Simulator running since February, so I definitely think I'm going to try it with the Bell helicopter and probably use the Xbox controller as well, because I'm quite happy. I think Murphy said it's almost like a arcade mode type thing, but I want to give it a go. And then once I get my controls sorted out, then I can start worrying about, it's got to take a 24-hour AB. That's the first one today. There we go. Excellent. I think that's going to be the favourite thing of today, just realising that they fixed the driver's cab light. I haven't actually looked at their patching for a couple of weeks, in all honesty. I was looking at the roadmap quite regularly, and let's say I haven't looked at it in a few days, so there could have been a small update, you know, not a patch, but there could have been a small update that I missed. The one thing that I do need as well, as we all need, Colonel, is a decent chair. Especially when you got pedals. This thing keeps rolling backwards every time I put my foot on the brake. This lady wants a ticket. Thank you kindly. $3 ticket AB. Excellent. Oh, it's a single, isn't it? There you go, ma'am. Have a grand day. Okay. Oh, doors. The one thing that I do find interesting is I was chatting to another simmer the other day, and he was in, was it the truck? No, it was a bus. He was in the bus simulator. No, it wasn't. It was truck simulator. I'm sorry. And they were telling me that they've been playing it so long, they actually started waving to other drivers, and it's like, and I says, you know what's funny, I've been doing the same thing myself, and you know, it's like, James, you're waving at a computer screen. Yeah, Colonelson, maybe get a small bit of carpet. Yes. What I'm trying to do is push with my toe and not my leg, but then I'm hanging onto the steering wheel, you know, everything's all moving. It's all part of what I thought was a good setup for the bus, but after playing the tram sim, I now realise that the tram sim setup was actually good, and this is adequate. So you know, again, it's given me like, okay, I need to change this, need to rearrange a few things, and it's all good, you know. But I think my OBS is now working the way it's supposed to work. I've got all my scenes correctly set up, and my buttons seem to be working nicely as well. What have you given me here? What have you given me here? Excellent, exact money, ABC. Okay. But I'm a bit more familiar with where all my buttons are today, which is nice. Yesterday it was like, I don't know what I'm doing, which button. Right, let me put the passenger light on. Do you see that in the mirror on the right? And then lights off. I probably should have had the passenger lights on. Little things, little things. And we are simmers, you know, it's little things mean a lot to simmers. So Kirill says he's waved at the marshaller in Flight Sim while in VR. You know what? That, I mean, joking aside, that's the thing. It's a bit like me driving here with the main beam on. It makes you feel awkward because it's not something you would want to do in real life, you know? And that goes back to the way that I drive. I drive the way that I feel comfortable with, despite the fact that this is a game, despite the fact that it's a sim, whatever you want to call it. I like to drive within the way that I would normally drive, you know, and again, that's a good thing about it. You make the sim as realistic or as unrealistic as you want, and that's what I love about it. And nobody's wrong, you know. Nobody is wrong. See, still have not seen another speed sign, and we're in a 50. It's probably easier to see in real life though, I would imagine. Open the doors. So Kingsman, it's always a pleasure to have you here, mate. So what is your, I know you're obviously into flight simming, and you're following me here on the bus. So what's your, what would you say is your favourite sim at the moment? For yourself, I mean, what is the one that you enjoy the most? Just curiosity, mate, you know. And I mentioned earlier on, we had a person on my stream, was it yesterday or the day before? I can't remember now. And they actually said that they misread the comment. They actually thought it was a train simulator. And despite the fact it was a tram simulator, they still thoroughly enjoyed it. And you know, and again, to repeat myself, nobody on the stream had even heard of tram simulator until I started streaming it. So Flight Sim, yeah, you know what, I go back beyond Flight Simulator 2004 when Bruce Atwick started. I had his sims when they were out before Microsoft did their bit. It's always captured the imagination. And for those of you that are old enough, 1982 or 83, there was Aviator for the BBC Micro. That was a British 32-bit microcomputer, 32K computer, 32K memory, 8-bit computer, and it had Aviator, very, very simple, line graphics. But that was probably my first ever flight sim, to be honest. Because I never had a Spectrum, never had a Commodore 64, Commodore 64, never had that. I did have an Amiga 500, but we're talking, you know, that's a few years later. Yeah, truly is, mate. There is a London Underground sim. Yes, I know. And guess who's got it? I think if we're talking about the same one, mate, it's part of a franchise. There's like, you've got Berlin, you've got Frankfurt. I bought the first three, and I think London is maybe 4 or 5. I can't remember. I think we could be talking about the same one. But I bought those the other day, and yep, they're definitely going to get added to my streaming list. Because again, it's something different. You know, it's something a little bit different. Oh, look where we are, guys and girls. Look where we are. I'm thoroughly enjoying this journey, even although I'm late. How late am I? Nah. I blame the traffic. The traffic's building up here. Too much traffic for 8 o'clock at night. All too busy partying. Look at that, the rain stops. You see? I just turned the wipers. Look at this. See, I can now see the road again. Man, you know, if I could handle virtual reality for driving, and I don't mean slightly motion sick, I mean seriously motion sick. I'm fine in flight sim, but any more than 10 seconds, 15 seconds tops, I mean, I just, it's so uncomfortable, I just can't manage it. And what I mean by that is that, like, I'd be sitting there, okay, and then I start moving forward, I look left and right, and oh no, it just seriously cannot handle it. And I know I could build up to it, but it just, no, you know, I just try not to. Try not to do it too much. And there's everyone getting off. So where are we? So, oops, I've lost my mouse again. There we go. So we got one more stop. And then we have the return. Did I do? Yeah, I did. Okay. I think I did the same route there. Never mind. It's all good. Shut the doors. And yet again, I just want to thank everybody for being here. It's very kind of you. We've been streaming now for about 2.5 hours, and we had people coming and going, and it's always nice. Always nice to see people stopping by and saying hello, and watching me fall on white lines in the road. So if you guys see a speed sign, let me know, because I never see them. Watch me.
Alexanderplatz, Memhardstraße.
Alexanderplatz, excellent. Galleria up there on the right. So Kingsman says, what's scary is imagine in another 20 years what gaming in Sims will be like. You know what, mate? Nowadays with VR headsets, you know, I mean, they're almost like glasses now, some of the high-end stuff. It's yeah, and some of the things you can get for VR that puts vibrations through your chest and your hands and everything. You know, where you can feel the recoil if you're doing a shooting, first-person shooter type thing. I think it's exciting, and it just shows, you know, everybody loves playing games. You know, everybody loves a little bit of a escape. You know. And you know, it doesn't have to be games. I mean, some people enjoy television. I don't personally watch television. I like radio, but you know, it's whatever it is, whether it's games or TV, it's all an escape, isn't it? Oh, wrong way. There we go. Oops. Hello, mate. What have you given me? Oh, excellent. Did you see my lights working, mate? Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Like 24-hour ticket AB. There we go. He was impressed, I could tell. So, and yep, I should know this. I need to stop saying that and just go, James, doesn't matter. But look at it, again, dynamic weather. Awesome. See, you still got the rain on the cobbled stones there on the right. That is sweet. Absolutely wonderful. You know what? One of the chaps I used to work with, Indian chap, very nice guy, and I was telling him about when I was doing my electrical engineering degree, and he was saying, you didn't have computers then, did you? I went, no. And he said, what about pocket calculators? He says, well, yeah, we had some, but you weren't allowed to use programmable. Let's try and get around to you. And he found it amusing, and to be honest, so do I. That, you know, here's me doing an electrical engineering degree with nothing more than, you know, a basic calculator. When I say basic, oh gosh, don't ruin this for me, people. You know what? I wonder if I can get up here. I've never been up here. Yeah, I think I blocked it. I have never been up here. Okay. Okay, so this is... I wonder if I have been up here. But then it, you know, do I trust it? Do I risk it? Yeah, let's give it a go. I can always reverse out of this, but yeah, I've never been up here, people. Never been up here. Oh, there's why. There's why. Okay, cool. So I have been up here, I just forgot. Like I said, it's been quite a while. Quite a while since I've been... Well, in gaming times, it's been, what, 14 days, I think. Right, people, let me out, please. Please, please, please. What I need is a mute button for the game sound and the cracking of glass sounds. Wow. Excellent. No central reservation, so I can get across it. Especially if I put it in gear. Nice. Yet again, I've amazed myself. But yeah, you know, the technology that's out there that's probably still under non-disclosure agreements with people, with companies, and I'm sure there's a heck of a lot of good stuff out there, especially with the virtual reality. Especially with virtual reality. Alright, so for these that have been here a while, do you recognise this? It's a journey back. So having just done it, which I did by mistake, I should know this route now. But I'm probably still going to be looking at the map again. But yeah, between all the I mean, here's the thing, look at force feedback. You can spend a huge amount of money on force feedback steering wheels for racing. Mine's isn't a high-end one by any means, but it's still got force feedback. But between the pedals and the you know, the pistons on them to give them a little bit of feedback, as though you're actually compressing you know, a real brake pedal and things like that, and some of the cockpits and everything. You know, the technology's there. It's not quite affordable for everybody, you know, but prices are coming down all the time. I mean, look at it. I mean, having said it's not affordable, in the way it is, because, you know, force feedback steering wheels now are... Ooh, that was close. You know, years ago, none of us would have been able to afford them. You know, they would have been in the military or stuff like that. Sound like I'm contradicting myself there a wee bit, but you get the point, I think. But yeah, you can see there that the light off the back of that, it's blown out quite a lot, so I think I might mess with the gamma, but you know what? Yeah, let's have a quick look. Let's have a quick look, see what I can do. Just a little bit gamma. It's 1.75. Let's type it in. Excuse me while I mess with this. Sorry about that. Probably not going to make the slightest bit of difference. Oh dear, if everything it's all gone dark, so I should have just left it. Should have just left it. I shouldn't be faffing, so sorry about that. I should just leave it alone, it's not broken. What happens when you start pressing buttons? Okay. Yeah, it looks a little bit glary, but I'll leave it alone. Leave it alone for now. And look at that, and then it's all dry again. Look at that, how quickly it's changed from what we had a few minutes ago. And look at the mirror and the glass on the left. All the rain's off now. Very, very cool. You gonna let me out? Yeah, excellent. And I'm just looking at the colour of the sky now. I think it looks awesome. What was that? I heard something. Didn't see anything though. Never mind. Still, I haven't seen a speed sign though. And I mentioned earlier that they do have a speed camera in this. It's on the map, but again, I don't think it's working just yet, which is probably just as well. Probably just as well. Alright, Kingsman, having to go. Alright, my friend. Well, you take care of yourself, and thanks for stopping by. Always nice chatting with you, mate. I'll catch you on either one of my streams, or the Colonel's, or Ali's, or someone else's. Take care, my friend. Bye for now. Yeah, right, so breathe in. Here we go. Made it. So I guess my complete road knowledge hasn't gone. I still remember where the roadworks are, but I need to look around a lot more, because that's what I'm not doing. Woo! I'm looking around at the wrong things, that's the problem. That was deliberate, actually. I knew this was the bus lane that I needed to be in, so made the passengers a little motion sick. So here's a question. I've got the passenger lights on or off? I wonder. It's been so long since I've been in a bus at night, I can't remember if we would normally have the lights on or off. I guess they probably are on, aren't they? You wouldn't put them on during the day, would you? So I think I've answered my own question now. But yeah, so after 2 and a bit hours now, I'm actually sitting here driving a bus now. I know where the buttons are. Feeling a lot comfortable. From yesterday anyway. Yesterday was a little bit frantic. And I have moved the microphone up a wee bit, so I'm not knocking it, but again I still think I need to get myself a mount for the keyboard, just so that I can pick it up off the desk, you know, so I'm not leaning over the steering wheel to hit it. Yeah, I'd be interested to see your setup, Colonel, you know, from the perspective from the back of your head looking forward. I'd be interested to see how you've actually got your controls and keyboard and everything all set up, mate, you know. If you feel like sharing that, that'd be appreciated. But you know, again, it's just one of those things. It's like sometimes you go, oh, I never thought of that, or that's a good idea. And for me at the moment, it's getting used to everything. You know, I seem like I'm fairly well set up, but it was only couple of months back that I started to use the television sets, because I bought them years ago, and I bought them because I was building a flight sim cockpit, and at the time there was two trains he thought, either projectors or a large screen TV. And I hummed and had, and I ended up buying three 50-inch television sets because I was going to use that for a flight sim cockpit. Ended up never doing it, so they sat in boxes for about 5 years, and then I was watching one of Murphy's streams, and he was using a Sony Bravia, and I thought, well, let me try it. And I tried it, and it was horrible. I set it to game mode, it didn't work out right, it just looked absolutely horrible. And but then when I spoke to Murphy, I think I mentioned this the other day, he gave me some pointers on how to set it up, and it's a lot of fiddling, but now these look absolutely acceptable. As you said the other day, Colonel, 1080p on a 50-inch screen, it can't be any more than acceptable. I mean, it is pixelated a little. Do I notice it? Not really. I just think, can't really read the gauge. It doesn't go beyond that. Can't read the gauge. That's it. And I need to turn here. Yeah, I seriously think I'm going to try Bendy Bus. So we're back in the 20. Oh. There we go. And again, I've not seen the road sign saying it's a 20. I just know that because my GPS tells me. But I don't know if it's right or wrong, because I think it jumps up to another speed. Yeah. It's a little bit erratic, but it could be right, like sometimes maybe like outside police stations or or hospitals, sometimes speed limits change perhaps, I don't know. I think I'm guessing here. Well, I know I'm guessing here. In that road to the right, I remember trying to get up there, and somebody in the comments says you're not going to make it, and I couldn't. But that was because of the traffic. Yeah, I'm not going to do it now. I'll do it some other time. But I wonder if I could actually make it up there, because I know there was cars on either side of the road, and I just couldn't get the bus through. I definitely think I need to try it though. There we go. How late are we? We've got 15 minutes to do 5 kilometres. 3 kilometres an hour? 3 kilometres a minute? No, what am I talking about? James, be quiet. I know what I was trying to say, it just came out wrong. So I'm sitting here listening to the rattling of the bus, which very cool. San Active. Sports shop. Everything's on sale. Gotta love sales. Sales are my downfall, actually, especially on Steam. Seems to be always a sale for something that I want. My watch list is huge. So every time there's a sale out, I always get notifications that something I want to buy is on sale. This is on sale, that's on sale. I just tell myself I'm worth it, but I don't buy everything I see. I think wouldn't be able to handle it. Let's get moving. But controlling the bus with a wheel and pedals, it's like night and day. I know Kingsman was asking earlier about using an Xbox controller, which is more than adequate, but using a wheel, truly an amazing difference. And I know we're in a 30 if anyone's looking at that, just because the GPS tells me. And yeah, I'm speeding again. Oh, there's a speed limit. I saw that one. I won't be at all surprised if I'm just too busy looking at the road seriously, you know. And there's another one. Yeah, probably that's what it is. I'm too busy looking ahead at the road. So for everyone in the chat, thank you very much again. It's hope you remember to take a little bit of a break, stretch your legs. It's always a good thing to do. But I'm loving these night, I mean, look at the colour of the sky now, you know.
U-Bahnhof Turnstraße.
Absolutely amazing. I have a feeling if I wasn't talking on the stream and just looking at the game, I think it'd be quite mesmerizing. I don't know if that's the correct word, but you know what I mean, just getting used to the game. You know what I mean, just forgetting that you're in a room driving a simulator, if you know what I mean. Captivating, perhaps? I don't know what the correct word is, but and here's my favourite bend. My other favourite bend. The one thing that that I remember when I did drive the bendy bus by mistake is until I realised it was the bendy bus, it wasn't any harder to drive. So maybe it's not as bad as I'm thinking it's going to be, but you know, I need to give it a go. I need to try it out and see, to be honest. I mean, people drive bendy buses, you know, it's I know in Edinburgh they've actually got the extended normal bus, the normal double-decker, but it's extended, not to the extreme of having a bend in the middle, of course, but and I was talking to one of the drivers, and I says, you know, how are you getting on? He says the bus itself is easy to drive, but because the doors or the exit doors are now in the middle of the bus, for those of the in Europe, or I'm not sure about America, but a lot of bus stops have railings around them to stop people, you know, stepping out in front of the bus too close to the bus stop, you know, so they generally have railings on it. And he says the problem now is that where the doors open, it opens up onto the railings, so people can't get out. You know, but I mean, the increased capacity is worth it. You know, they obviously they're going to look into that, but and it was a new thing that they started in 2019. So I'm sure that hopefully when I get back, I'll see some changes on that. But I do like the bus system in Edinburgh. It's, I think it was voted one of the best in Europe. It truly is outstanding. Even on a Sunday, you can get maybe 10 buses an hour up until midnight, and then it's like one bus an hour after that. And during a work day, buses are anywhere between 5 and 7 minutes apart. So quick check of the map. Yeah, we don't have a bus system as such down here in St. Louis. We do, but it's really limited to the routes that it goes. Fairly short, you know. And it's inner city. Nothing leaves the city as such. But I'm just looking at those building textures on the right there. You know, as I said previously, you know, when you're playing a sim, you look at something for maybe a fraction of a second, but it really all adds up, you know. The sounds, the graphics, the AI traffic, how the vehicle, the bus, the train, the car, the aircraft, whatever handles it all adds up to the experience, you know. And I'm thinking I probably should have taken a break before now. Been sat down too long, that's all. So, it's all good. Like I said, I don't know how you guys and girls do it, that do these long streams, seriously. Mind you, that's why you do the be right back button, isn't it? So, but it's all good. We're going to probably call it a day when we're finished here anyway. I might stream later on. Like I say, nothing I ever do with the streams is ever planned, and I'm quite happy with that at the moment. It works for me, so. Yeah, right, nothing coming on my left. So let's take a wide turn here. But yeah, this stream has been good, in the sense that it's given me a lot to think about in regards to what I need to be changing. Way to go. Yeah, absolutely, Colonel. Yep. Yeah, you know, and scheduling's not for everybody, and you know, you could watch YouTube and it doesn't matter what you do, it's all wrong, you know. I was watching one the other day and it says things to do, and I thought, okay, let's have a look. And this person's opening line was, this is what you should not do, and it's like, okay, not my sort of video, because you know, there's no hard and fast rules, you know, this is supposed to be fun and you enjoy it. And his opening line was basically, you have to schedule. And I thought, no you don't, I'm done with this one. You know, it's good if you want to get a following, you know, if you're really focused on that, but I'm not at the moment. I'm focused on other things. I want to enjoy it, I want to get the Sims all working, I want to get all the controls working. You know, as we said before, Colonel, you know. So my goal isn't to make myself rich streaming on Twitch, you know. I would be doing this anyway, you know. It's and what's actually good is once I hit that going live button, it is actually forcing me to play all these games that I've had that I've never played. And you know, a year from now will I still be doing it? I'd like to think so. I hope so. You know, I really hope I'm still doing it a year from now. But it's all effort, you know, it's all time and effort, and I know I've said this before, that it shows the dedication that you guys and girls out there have for streaming. It doesn't happen on its own, you know, you have to put the time in, get schedules going if you're going that direction, you know, get your content sorted out and all the rest of it. Oh, look at that, that's an interesting car went in front of the other, very cool. Oh, right, what's going to happen here? Strange AI. Huh. Let's see where I need to be before I turn. Well, I don't know why I'm doing that, because there's my stop, I know where it is. You know, I just read the first line, your comment there, Colonel, about it depends on what your goal is, and that's exactly it. You know, it's a bit like I was mentioning earlier about games. Nothing is wrong, you know, it's you play it the way you want, and it's the same with streaming, you know. And I don't know, I've never liked, you know, when people go, this is how you have to do it. It's never been my mantra, you know. If you don't do it this way, you're wrong. It's not the right way, in my opinion. It's good to have ideas and suggestions, of course. But yeah, there's multiple ways to do the same thing. Right, let's have a quick read of that. So Colonel Fork says it all depends on what your goal is. If you want to build a community, get affiliate, etc., there are things that help that. Yep, absolutely. If your goal is just to have a relaxed place and share games with people, it's all fair game. Absolutely, you know. You know, and as I said, I'm not really 100% sure what affiliate would mean for me. I mean, I know it means that to abide by the law, or the rules rather, I would stream on Twitch or YouTube only. That would not be a bad thing, you know. I mean, I think I'm 5 people away from getting affiliate, but that's, as I said the other day, Colonel, that's not my goal here. My goal here is to enjoy it, chat with friends, anybody that comes along, share some games, and you know. And that's exactly what I think I'm doing. So I think, therefore, this is a stop. And in fact, let me show you this, Colonel, actually. See, it did this earlier. It had this other little quirk on it. And I thought, okay, what's going on here? It's the map's broken. I was getting really excited. I really was thinking, hey, yeah, look at this. We've got another part of the map. Nah, just a broken map. So it's probably not going to tell me that I'm finished here. So, anywho, so I see someone else has shown up in the chat. Thank you very much for popping along here. I've been streaming now for almost 3 hours, so I'm probably going to call it a day at the moment. If you're interested, you know, and follow me, please hit the follow button. That would be appreciated, although not required. Your company here is more than enough, and I want to thank everybody for hanging around and chatting with me today. I might do something later on today. I'm not quite sure at the moment, but so yeah. So I apologise to those that have just shown up in the Twitch chat. But I will be doing more of these, and I do apologise. I don't schedule at the moment, as I was discussing with the Colonel. I tend to just do them randomly. But if you're interested, you can put !Discord in the chat, or !Twitch or YouTube, and that'll actually show my channels. And you know, feel free to subscribe on YouTube or follow on Twitch, or even just pop into Discord and say hello. So with that, I will wish everybody a wonderful day, and I'll catch everybody later on. And thanks very much for following me, and I'll speak to you all again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.
It's plain and simple, dear. I'll still be here when you're gone. You gather souvenirs, but I will never be your pawn. Your pawn. Your pawn. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. But I can promise that you'll never be the same. You can double down. I'll still be a proud haven for your love is never love. A river through your bluff, I will be enough, enough, enough. My love wasn't ever a game. I lay my cards out on the table. There's nothing to gamble away, but I can promise that you'll never be the same. It's something you can never take, but it's not uncommon to forsake. Got a chronic urge to complicate.